The cell is growing. This is the first part of interphase.
After the cell is done growing, it makes the proteins and molecules necessary for it to function.
The DNA molecule looks like a twisted ladder. The two strands, or sides of the DNA ladder, wrap around each other in a spiral shape that scientists call a double helix. The sides of the DNA ladder are made of sugar and phosphate. The steps of the ladder are made of 4 nitrogen bases, which are represented by the letters A, adenine, G, guanine, C, cytosine, and T, thymine. Next, the double helix made of sugar and phosphate unwinds.
In the DNA strand, the bases T, thymine, and A, adenine pair together, and the bases G, which is guanine, and C, which is cytosine, pair together.
In the next stage, the DNA will move apart, leaving room for new bases to pair up with their other. Now you have 2 replicated pieces of DNA.
DNA, in the form of chromatin, needs to be loosely coiled so that sections of it can unwind from the RNA to be made. This is important because RNA still needs to be made so that proteins can be produced.
Cytokinesis separates the 2 nuclei into 2 daughter cells. These new cells are identical to the original parent cell. In animal cells, the cell membrane pinches together to divide the cell's cytoplasm and organelles. Replicated chromosomes coil into X shape and become visible under light microscope. The nucleolus disappears and the nuclear membrane begins to break down. Spindle fibers, tube-like structures made of protein, begin to form. They stretch across the cell from the centrioles. Organelles that organize spindle fibers, which in animal cells have migrated to poles of the cell. Chromosomes attach to the spindle fibers at their centromeres. The nuclear membrane disappears. The tugging of the spindle fibers pulls the X-shaped chromosomes into a single line on the equator of the cell. Spindle fibers begin to shorten, pulling sister chromatids apart in opposite ends of the cell. Each sister chromatid is now considered to be a chromosome. One complete set of chromosomes is at each end of the cell. The spindle fibers begin to disappear and the nuclear membrane forms around the chromosomes. Each set of nucleus. In result, there are 2 nuclei in each cell. The cell is ready to divide.